You think you know the dog. You think the story begins with us taming the wolf and snatching its pups from the den and forcing them into obedience. That is the comfortable lie history has sold us. The truth is far more shocking. The dog is not just our ally. It is the living proof of the greatest deception in human history, a silent takeover engineered by a predator with captivating eyes. We thought we were the masters, but the wolf was playing a much longer game. Today, the shocking truth about our billion-year alliance is finally being revealed.
For thousands of years, humans and wolves were the planet's most formidable rivals. Two masters of the hunt, constantly clashing over the same prey. But one day, everything changed. It wasn't a human trapper who sparked this revolution. It was a single wolf. Perhaps a young female, timid and vulnerable, unable to survive in the wild pack. Driven by desperate hunger, she made a calculated decision: leave the forest and approach the human camp. We believed we were the ones domesticating them, catching and raising their young. The reality, now exposed by science, is completely different. The wolf domesticated man. Drawn by our refuse, that first ancestor offered a warning bark, sensing danger before we did. This ability to protect our supplies was the first quality we noticed, and it unlocked the dog's destiny. They cleaned our camps, kept us warm, and became our first line of defense. But this alliance, born of survival, demanded a price no one talks about.
This ancient partnership was forged in the brutal, unforgiving crucible of the Ice Age. The dog became an unwavering ally, accompanying us through harsh terrain and protecting us from enemies. They helped us survive. But during periods of extreme scarcity, when glacial winters meant meat was the only food available, the relationship took a dark and gruesome turn. The alliance demanded the ultimate sacrifice. Historians have confirmed the grim, almost unthinkable truth. To endure, to keep the human tribe alive, we ate them, our first allies, consumed to ensure our survival. This was the cost of the earliest contract. The descendants of that first wolf paid a debt in blood. Yet, despite this traumatic history, their lineage exploded across the planet. The greatest shock, however, is that this vast global family tree traces back to almost nothing.
Look around you. There are over 1 billion dogs on Earth today, from the tiny, trembling Chihuahua in a Hollywood starlet's purse to the giant, life-saving Saint Bernard. All of them are one family. Their shared ancestry holds a staggering genetic secret. We now know that every single dog, without exception, is descended from a very small number of gray wolves. Perhaps only a dozen individuals sparked this entire species. Think about that for a second. This massive, worldwide population, every size, every shape, every single breed, is the result of a genetic bottleneck so narrow it defies belief. Man and wolf had formed an alliance that made them infinitely more powerful, forever transforming the future of both species. This DNA was now ours, and we began weaponizing it for a specific, unnatural purpose.
The very first dogs were bred to protect our crops and fight off pillagers, but the next development was an evolutionary betrayal. How do you take a descendant of the world's most efficient predator, the wolf, and force it to become the guardian of its natural prey, sheep and goats? The answer is a ruthless, calculated psychological tactic. As demonstrated by the Mongolian Bankar shepherd dogs, the process begins by causing a traumatic shock, separating the 2-month-old pup from its mother and litter. Its hunting instincts must be overcome. For weeks, the puppy is forced to live in constant, agonizing proximity to its natural meal, the lambs. Its family is replaced by the flock. It learns that attacking the sheep brings the unhappiness of its human pack leaders, while guarding them brings affection. The pup's predatory instinct is not removed, it is flipped, transformed into an unbreakable instinct for protection.
The dog's seductive power was always the secret weapon of the alliance. Their enchanting eyes and touching whimpering were irresistible. They didn't need complex words, they used pure emotion. We now understand why.
Recent scientific research has exposed a profound chemical truth. When a dog and a human stare into each other's eyes, the human brain is instantly flooded with oxytocin. This is the powerful, addictive love hormone typically associated with bonding between mothers and infants. The dog, through generations of calculated adaptation, learned to trigger our most profound emotional response. The dog's simple presence makes us happy, and that happiness transmits back to them, creating a virtuous, unbreakable circle of attachment. But this powerful bond is why the final chapter of our story reveals a heartbreaking reality.
We've used our dogs like tools for incredible feats, hunting, guiding, and even saving lives. But sometimes we overstep the mark. Take the story of Jellic, a highly specialized Malinois tasked with the monumental and dangerous work of mine clearing in Cambodia. Jellic spent years meticulously sniffing out explosives, saving countless lives. Yet, unlike early training, the work offered no reward, no play. The emotional bond, the core contract, was slowly neglected. She got burnt out. Jellic simply gave up, collapsing in the field, unable to continue. When we use dogs as mere tools, ignoring the emotional connection that motivates them, the relationship deteriorates. The dog loses its reason for living and is often discarded. This tragedy is the final warning. Our alliance is not just about utility, it's built on reciprocity, a deep, nourishing bond that, if neglected, costs the hero their will to serve.
The dog is history's greatest anomaly, a descendant of the wolf who became the ultimate ally, the guardian of our crops and herds, the tracker of criminals, and the healer of our deepest psychological wounds. Its existence is a living paradox, born of a strategic decision by a hungry predator, sustained by a chemical bond that floods our brains with love, and capable of a devotion few humans ever manage. Their story reveals that the deepest contracts aren't written in ink, but forged through survival and maintained by unconditional affection. The dog's loyalty has changed the world, but it is up to us to ensure that, in return for their ultimate sacrifice, we never forget the essential price of the alliance: reciprocity and love.